Now I want you to think about what are the variety of sounds that could be made. I know it's kind of hard to think about what they sound like, but give me your best description or your best try at a description of the sounds that they actually make, okay? And it could be thinking about the range of different sounds that they make. Now, number two, I'm wanting you to think specifically about how each of those instruments actually makes the sound itself. Like what's happening there with the drum that makes that sound that we can hear, okay? So, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to work on this because there is quite a bit of writing with each question. And then what we'll do is we'll share out our answers on the butcher paper that I've got up there on the wall, okay? Okay, in about the next minute or so, see if maybe people who are writing still can finish up. We'll share what you're thinking. Okay. I'm going to shuffle up some cards. I'm going to call for 3 people from the cards. And when I call you, I'm going to take your information that you share, and we're going to add this to a chart over here on the wall. If you take a look where I've gotten some notes up here, I can put in, for drum, guitar, and flute, I can put in stuff from sounds like or makes sounds by. Which question does sounds like go with? Cool. Yeah. That's kind of what I was thinking. And then number 2 would go with how do they make sounds, okay? So, hopefully I don't... Brian, we share something about what you were writing?
I said that the drum makes sound by, since it's hollow and the plastic sheet over it, when it hits it echoes inside.
Okay, so make sound by
Echoes and hollow drum.
echoes and hollow drum. Okay. Let's see. What would you say it sounds like?
Loud, short bang.
Loud, short bang. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Last card that I'm pulling out. Then I'll get some people that just want to volunteer. We got a lot of space to fill up. Alex, will you tell us something that you were thinking?
Or which one?
It's up to you. We haven't talked about flute yet, so if you have something you want to share for flute, we can do that. Or if you want to add to drum or guitar, it's your choice.
I'll probably do the flute since...
Okay.
See, I put... For number 1, I put, it's like a really high pitch.
Okay. High pitch. Now, Alex, hold on a second. What do you mean when you say high pitch? What do you mean with that word pitch?
Like I don't know. I don't really know how to describe pitch.
Yeah, it's a hard word to describe. If you were to try to just throw a word out to describe pitch, what would you say it is? I mean, the way you think of it.
Kind of like a note, like a certain note, like it was.
Okay, what I'll just put is like, I'll just put like a note. Like a musical note, is that kind of what you're talking about? Okay. Now this is just our ideas to start with, so I'm taking what you got here. Okay, so volunteers? Jordan, what do you want to add?
I was going to, can I say the flute?
Flute, sure.
Yeah, I was going to say I was saying the sound it made, if you play it if you play it pretty good, it's almost like a melody of just different notes, different pitches and notes.
Okay, so put it to be a dip melody, different notes. Now I realized, Alex, I didn't ask you to say more about the flute when you were talking about making the sounds by. What'd you write for that one? How did the flute make the flute sound?
How to do this?
Yeah. What's it doing?
You blow air into it and you cover certain holes that's on it to make the sound.
Blow air into and cover holes to make certain sound.
Yeah.
Any flute players in here? Yeah? Is this sort of accurate?
What?
you blow air into it and you cover holes to make different sounds?
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure he's Alex honest. Different sounds. All right. Who else would like to add something for the class here? Kyle.
For the guitar,
Okay.
you could press down different frets to make different sounds.
Okay. So let's see. Different frets. To make sounds. Did you say different sounds?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, will you explain a little bit more for anyone who's not as familiar as you are with the guitar, like what you're talking about there?
Well, the frets are mainly the strings on the neck of it. So when you press down and you strum, it makes a different noise. When you just strum it, if you just strum it up here, it'll make it like I don't know, more high pitch.
Okay.
If you press it, and you strum it up here, it'll sound deeper.
Okay, so you're saying if you put your fingers on in between the frets here, higher note or higher sounds,
Yeah.
and then down here you were saying lower.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thanks. The little metal bars that you see there, right? Those are the frets, and then you press in between them. All right. So other things we want to share? Karen, you want to share anything? Alex? Everything that you guys have put up here? Anything else that we could add? How about drums? Luis, sorry, I didn't see your hand. Behind that.
For the different pitches, like it's usually the smaller the instrument, the higher pitch you'll make it. And if it's bigger, like the drums, like the bass drum, or the bass that you have over there, it'll usually make a lower pitch.
Okay, so help me out. Where should I put this at? Should I say? You said something about a drum, bigger drum being lower? Okay, or were you talking about the bass? Yes, you were talking about both. How about this? I'll just put this down here because it doesn't fit into categories. So, smaller instruments, what was it?
Make higher pitches.
Make higher pitches. Larger, make lower. Okay, and then you cited the bass as an example. Okay, we'll go to that here coming up. So we'll take a look at how that plays out.
For the drum, bass drum, one thing, just make sound by when you strike the canvas with the mallet, it vibrates and creates a sound.
It vibrates, did you say?
Yep,
And makes a sound?
yep.
Okay.
Because when you're hitting it, you can feel the vibration against you.
Okay, I'm gonna put in here, you can feel this. Who's ever been near a bigger drum and felt vibrations from it? Yeah? I know one of my friends in high school, real big drummer for all of his life, and he had one of these kick drums in his bass drums in his drum kit. And I remember he did something to it whenever we played in small spaces to keep it from vibrating as much. And I always think of that because when I stood with my legs by it, I could feel the shaking on my pants. Okay, would anyone else like to add anything before we move on? Brian?
The guitar vibrates too when you strum it. The strings vibrate in the hollow. The wood of the guitar is hollow. So
Okay.
that's how you hear it.
Strings vibrate and hollowness. What were we saying about hollow?
So the wood of the guitar is hollow, so that's how the sound bounces around there. That's how you hear it.
Starting to bounce around. Okay. Alright, so we can hang this back up and we can add things. But this is just to get our ideas out, and I'll put this period 6. So, we've got these 3 instruments. How many people have played guitar before? Okay, or just picked up a guitar before. Okay. How about has anybody ever played a drum at all? Just even messing around. Okay. And how about the flute? Okay. A few people. Okay. So just curious. Now I got a couple instruments, and that's one of the things I want to move on to. I'm going to have a couple people help me demonstrate some instruments. Then what we're going to do is each group is going to have a big piece of butcher paper like that, and we're going to draw basically kind of how you think sound works, how the instrument makes sound, how the sound travels, and then if you get enough time, maybe how you think the ear is working to sense that sound, okay? And this is just to get your ideas out at the beginning of this time where we're studying sound and talking about how instruments make sound, okay? So, I think, well, how about this? This is so big, I'll start with it. I heard a lot of contention about what instrument this was at the beginning. Did we come to a consensus as what it is?
It's a big instrument.
Bass. I'm hearing people murmur bass. It is a bass. It's 4 strings. Who's played this before? Has anyone ever played a bass in here? Has anyone played an electric bass that looks like a guitar but smaller? You touched it this morning. You played an electric bass?
Yeah.
Okay. So would anyone in here feel comfortable enough to coming up here and at least just making this make some sound? Okay, so a couple people. All right. Jose, why don't you come up here and see what you can do, and then if Jose can't somehow get us some sound out of this thing, we can replace him and get someone else. Now it's pretty balanced right here, and
Don't cover up all the strings. It's like do one.
There you go, buddy.
now I noticed that was a different sound. What were you doing different?
Just holding this.
Okay, so you held down this string versus all of them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Ryan, did you want to come up with Jordan?
You got it.
I want
No.
to do drum.
Oh, okay. So, would you just to humor us? Will you just make each different string make a noise? Out of your, anyone curious and want him to do something else while he's up here with this?
Move your hand, like move it by the red line. I know, one more. Yeah. Now, strum.
Pluck that small string down. Don't hold.
No.
Just hold one string on the red line and then pluck that same string.
So did you guys notice any difference from when he held here versus when he was up here?
Steeper.
What would you notice?
Makes it not as huge.
Not as deep? Okay. All right. Well, I guess we can let him off the hook unless you want to
Take that.
put on a show or something.
I'm closer.
Now, I know these aren't the real sticks, but let's just watch what he does and let's listen, and we'll get a little bit of an experience.
Yeah. He's awesome. What is it?
I think Miss Miller called them tri-toms, 3 tom toms. Do you want him to do anything specific, you guys? You want him to hit on a certain one?
Roll on the little one. Roll.
I don't know what rolling is.
Hold the sticks loose and let them bounce.
That?
Something like that. Something. He was close.
So how about this? We want to do a couple strikes on the big one and then move to the little medium one and then the little. Yeah, I just thought they could hear the differences. You got a sense for different sounds, different sizes, little? What's the relationship? High sound from a small drum? Try it. Compare it to the big one. Compare it again. Compare it again. How about the middle one? Alright. So, okay, so any requests for him to do something that's maybe not really technical?
Solo. Freestyle.
Well, I've got two things. I want to show you both. So here's a small ocarina. It's kind of a whistle slash flute. This one, I just want to let you compare the sounds from what we had before. So,
Feels like a recorder.
it sounds like a high-pitched recorder, right? It sounds kind of like a whistle, right? I told the other class I can't play this around my house because we have cats and dogs, and it's not. They don't like it. It's really bad for them. Then the other thing I was going to show you is this. Anybody know this?
That would be a flute.
Yeah. Some people have said that last class. It's actually the closest thing is a penny whistle or a Irish flute or Irish whistle.
Sounds like a recorder.
Again, something that also sounds like a recorder. Notice both of them have,
Pitches.
well, both of them you blow through.
Yeah.
Anyway, so thinking of that, thinking of the difference between those, what I want you guys to do with your groups, take a look up front, okay? Now, you're going to get a piece of butcher paper, big square piece of brown paper like that, and I want you guys at your groups to choose one instrument to draw and explain about, okay? First, how does the instrument make sound? Second, how does that sound travel from the instrument to the listener? Okay, so in between the instrument and us, what's happening? How does the sound travel? And third, if you get to this part, I'd like you to tell me what you already know about how we are able to hear sounds, how our bodies hear sounds. Okay?
It's human nature.
One is us hearing it. The other one is how does the sound get from the instrument to us? That's the number two part.
We could hear it because God gave us ears. Stop making this more difficult than it needs to be. So wait, I'm confused. You just
ask me a question.
confused me. Okay, so this says, how does the sound travel to listeners? Sounds like me.
Okay, so you put what you think they look like and
You
a
can't
description of what
see
they
'em.
have. Okay, so if you can't see them, what do you think that they might look like if you could? 'Cause we heard some ideas. Give me just a second. We heard some ideas. He was saying something about vibrating air. You're saying something about sound waves. Put down what you think, how you think you could picture this on air.
Okay. And then, so how do we hear sound? That's like your
The
body.
human part, yep, the body and the
Okay.
ear.
It's like human nature.
You need to look at it here. Okay.
Can I go grab my flute? I don't need your flute.
Okay. Do you think
I'ma
you could
play a
draw
song
just
for
the
you.
basic shape of it?
Wait, you have to have.
Look up
We
a
should
picture
go
of one,
get
so you
stuff.
have
We
to
could
go
play
for
the
it.
Pink Panther, man.
Okay.
You have to issue.
Okay. So if I let you
I don't know how
do
to spell
that, don't
tamarind.
focus too much on just the little details, because you know how many little keys and valves.
Tam.
Okay.
Alright. It's spelled funny. Triangle.
For this is spelled triangle instrument.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to have an
Do you need
opening.
this anymore?
That's right. Oh, I don't need that.
Where?
So which part is this?
Piano.
Okay.
It's hard to draw. But when you hit it, the vibration. Hold on. Gotta get the heart right.
How does sound travel to what's this? Vibrate with air. Okay.
Yeah.
It echoes everywhere too.
Basically, yeah, the echo part. Because the echoes throughout the drum. Now, how we hear sound, that's the vibration part. It vibrates until the sound particles vibrate and hit our eardrums. Yeah.
I didn't say I was perfect.
Well, still, you're right.
Oh, I'm not.
It'll be better when we write it up here.
Isn't there like a mallet that's like connected to the keys that like switches down on the string?
The piano, you go behind it, just these little things that clicks on it.
They click on the strings.
Yeah, the thing.
Okay, so how do we write that?
Tyler will be here all day. Has like the molecule.
It's hard to explain for that one. Nice music. Just go and like try like moving. I'll make molecules and then I'll have them like pointing like they're going somewhere. And then when they hit something, I'm drawing a dotted circle. Once it hits an object, once that goes that way, those are going that way.
This is a beautiful.
The air molecules are like bouncing off each other. That causes this to go that
Label
way.
it then.
And then like right as the as the vibration from the instrument hits the air molecule
Make up your mind.
particles, as the air part and the instrument vibrates, as like the instrument vibrates and hits the air particles vibrate off each other and
As a molecule.
spread outward. Yeah, the molecules, air molecules.
Whatever. We doing it down here. Like everything. It'll look fine once it's colored in. Don't color
Then we need to draw an ear something.
No,
like
we need
it's
to focus
earring.
on writing it. Well, you can.
Yeah, then we can like write what happens inside the ear.
Like right now. Okay. Draw an arm coming down here.
Because
This side. Draw like
goes like through that little
vibrations
drum
off of
thing
it.
and then it goes.
Whatever.
It,
Like saying coming through the hole. Watch. No, it's not a hole in the middle of the camera. It's just this thing was this thing.
Okay.
It's like the grand piano with the hammers that vibrate it and like you know how like it's big. That's why you have to like have it open in for it to hear or something like that.
Okay. So you're saying, and say that last part again. For the piano. what
For
was
a
it?
grand piano, there's like you know there's foot things for it, and like you'll have a better sound if the piano is open. Like forget what the top's called.
Oh, okay. So we've seen how pianos are open.
Yeah.
What's happening there?
The hammers, like
Hammer's hitting the notes.
Okay. So once that note or the hammer hits the string, how does that sound get out to the audience? Like, what do you guys envision happening there? Like, how's it traveling?
Vibration.
That's kind of what I'm wanting you to think about. Okay, vibrations of the
keys.
keys. Okay. So what does the vibrations do? What are you thinking?
I don't know.
The hammer hitting it.
Okay. So I just wanted you guys to try to get as much as you can here about how that sound travels. Okay.
Alright.
Do the sound vibration.
I'm done. You can do the next thing.
Do it last
Do it with your own pencil.
You know what? Do it from an angle. Or why don't we just do electric piano and then have the speaker?
Not drop speakers. That's what I have.
There's 5 of those. 5?
Hitting it, boom.
Almost time to go to lunch. Oh well.
Wow. That kind of keyboard? Cool. It's
that.
Vibrates. Hitting.
That's smart. I didn't even think of that.
That's not it. Oh, that's the wrong one. I have that one.
How do you draw an ear? An ear?
Have it at.
Thing of an instrument.
I don't know if it's really built like a ear.
You have to find out how to draw it.
Okay, but we're trying to like also make it vibrate though.
I'm gonna have an urine. It might look better.
Because we want to see the molecules going through basically the instrument. I mean, through the ear. Knowing, making it how it sounds.
You have to like draw one of these again and show like the string of molecules.
Going that way?
Oh,
No,
are you
just
gonna
like-
help me work
Just
on
like magnify it again like that. Like what I did right here.
Number one, I'm going to get my math around.
it? I know. You're gonna help me.
And show like a line of molecules hitting against the air. That's point towards the instrument.
There is a point.
Because it's happening right against the instrument. You draw just like a line of circles.
Just like trace with black, draw near here, trace with black. Hurry up for like 3 minutes. I'll trace this when you draw near.
A line right here.
With this in it?
Like this. Like this.
Dude, that
Have
ear
lines
is
like attached to each
stupid.
doesn't matter.
circles attached to each other. Into a line
Oh, so making them bounce each other?
against each other. And then like hitting the air. You could show like oxygen particles around. Have an arrow that says oxygen. How to draw an ear. Because we need to draw the outside of the ear.
We can make a
And
key.
have it. Oh yeah, that worked.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't know how to draw ears.
Looks decent. Make it big. We're good.
I can't draw reality, so
Cool, I got the
That's really good. That looks like a butterfly.
I think I should have made this part big.
Then it kind of goes like a circle.
Right? Okay, yeah. So that just means sound waves, shout the ears. He should get that part. Sound waves, ears.
Do like a
I don't know if I gotta label the ears for him because those are kind of funky looking. Yup. Okay. So I answered everything except for the last question. But we don't have enough time because I'd have to get on my computer. Maybe if he lets us do it during silent reading, I can do it.
What's that little thing supposed to be?
Here, hold on.
Oh.
Within that guitar, you can cover most things about the guitar.
So we're doing guitar. I know how a guitar works.
Okay, sounds good. Now,
Vibrates the air around it, and then that air vibrates into our ears, which vibrates the bone inside our ear, and our ear transfers the sound into
Drum. Like drum set?
what is it? Huh?
Those are awesome.
Into something our brain can, understand, and that's how.
Oh, like a bass drum?
what that is. So, I was curious with this. When you guys envision sound coming out of this, where do you envision it going? Like with this kind of a drum? That hits it, right?
It stays inside.
Okay. And then, like,
It vibrates.
okay, so it vibrates. How does the sound actually finally get to, like, say I'm in the audience of a show? How does it get to me?
Because that's why it sounds like it's muffled because it's inside and you can just hear it from out. You can even hear from outside of the room or something.
So you're thinking most...
Like by the vibration, because the vibration also travels if you hit like a bass drum, the vibration like it travels through the floor, so you can like actually feel it on like your feet. So that's
okay. So if somebody's out in the audience, do you think that they would feel it in the floor sometimes?
yeah. Sometimes like if it's near, but or you can hear it since it's like a low like. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, well, let's go with the thing where you're talking about hearing it. How is it that we can end up hearing it? Because we do end up hearing it, right? We can feel it, like, in our clothes sometimes, but what's happening that makes us able to hear it?
In our ear, you mean?
Yeah, like I mean between here and getting to the ear, like in between there. How's it able to get to our ear? The sound.
I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the first time I've had people say. It's a tough question. So, you guys put what you think so far in some way to represent it, because that's kind of what I'm talking about with number 2. It's like, how does it get to you? You know. Get it set up.
Can we do like the whole thing with like little drums on the sides?
You could, but what I was telling another group, David, is that I would focus on just one of the drums to start with.
This one.
You're gonna focus on that one, yeah. But you can leave those there. 'Cause I can see now it's what kind of drum it is. It's part of the drum kit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kick pad like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So I was talking to them. One of the things you want to show is how it makes sound, but then how the sound goes from there to maybe someone over here.
2 ears, yeah.
Okay. How does it transfer in between? What do you think, Kim?
Like, oh, I have a good
If
idea.
I've got a person down here,
We draw
how's
like
the sound going from there to that person?
we should draw a head and then an ear, and it's like transparent, and you see like the sound traveling. We do like little like that, cause I'm just going to the ear and we see how it goes and stuff.
Okay, what do you think, Kim? So I see that you were making mark. That's show that. That's fine to show whatever you're thinking. Okay.
See, I'm smart. I don't know what you guys do. Looking at and reading and
That's my
stuff.
drum. That's a drum.
It says ear.
It's Pearl.
Pearl? Where's the L?
And focus on how that instrument makes the stuff. Those are the two things. More interested in sound right now because the string vibrates. You take this as far away as you can. Now you could put a little description of what you just said. Like you put an arrow to it, and then what were you
That's
saying?
what I just
like
saying.
Yeah, she said that. Good. Do that. That sounds good.
We should draw an ear.
Guys, I failed you.
You did it.
Looks like a pea. Yeah, like a bee.
Zach drew this regarding
Just that.
That's fine.
That's inside the head.
Now, what do you guys think about how that thing makes it sound? How are you gonna? What has to happen to it to make the noise?
Strings. Guitar pick.
Okay, so somebody picks the guitar.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Well, then it makes noise. You know, you hold the frets and you strum it, and it makes some noise.
Okay. Now I'm hearing how to get it to make noise, but what's it having to do? Like when you strum it, what's happening?
Vibrating. The strings vibrate, and it like.
So if you put a note there, like a little label and an arrow, and say what you were just telling me, that will really be helpful for putting out your ideas. Okay?
I know, but I'm a really bad drawer and tracer, so you know.
Jordan, on this, I'm not so concerned about the instrument. I'm concerned about your ideas about how those things work.
Okay, good. Cause like F for drawing, A for effort.
Something like that.
What are you guys doing?
How's that?
And then he sends it to the
How
girl.
Getting stared.
Nuh-uh.
He's trying to make like.
I'm saying these are the signals that this is the brain.
But you have to say that somehow because they're not gonna know. Oh, I get what you're doing.
Yeah.
This is how does the sound travel to the... This is, okay, what do you say? It makes the sound...
And goes here.
But it makes the sound by... Okay, so... Here's what you can do. You can just, if you want, you can just put a line through it. You'd be like, alright, how does it...
Vibrating.
Down here.
Vibration.
How does the sound get from here, Teresa, to you? What does that look like?
Vibrating.
And then this could be the
The little...
vibrating air.
Okay. So,
Vibrating what?
Air.
Like, if you're over there in
And
the corner
then
playing
I
the
forgot
guitar,
what this is
how is it
called.
that I can hear it? Or what do you
No, this, the bone. This little bone.
Okay. So how could you show that the sound goes everywhere from here?
Something like that.
Okay, draw that. Okay. Draw sound coming from here
What could
to
this be
an
called?
ear or to a head.
What is this supposed to be? It's the signal that's
What do you think?
sent from the ear to the brain.
Show me how this is how the sound is traveling.
Yeah, it's the ear.
I'm gonna draw an ear. But I'm not taking your idea. I gotta create my own.
I forgot how. Mr. Coffee, do you know how what the bone is called in the ear? The little bone.
You know, off the top of my head, I can think of a couple names, but I'm not for sure on it. Would you put down what
How does the instrument make sound?
you're thinking?
I forgot.
The sound
Could you just say
from the ear to the
Bone in the ear?
Yeah, that works. Okay. Because I mean, I can have you go over and grab a book and find the name of it, but I just want to get your ideas right now. Okay.
Everybody.
What do you think, Jennifer? Are you pretty much in agreement, or is sort of they making stuff up here? No. Okay. Have you
How do you do it?
learned about this in the past? The ear.
Not really.
Okay. How about
A little
this?
bit, but
Have you learned at all
Yeah.
about how sound travels? Yeah. Do you feel okay with what he's drawing there?
yeah.
What do you think's happening there? I see you say air vibrating. What do you think's happening now? Like you can't see. What does air vibrating look like?
Oh, their ear's invisible, so
What if you could see it? What do you think it would look like?
like sound waves, kind of.
Sound waves. Do you feel like that's showing sound waves? Or what do you think? What do you? If you drew me, what would you draw a sound wave looking like?
Like that.
Like that? Are there any other ways to draw sound waves that you've seen?
Oh! If you just figure that. Oh.
No? Okay. I was just curious, so.
Can you do this?
So let's see. How does the instrument make sound? How does the sound travel to listeners? I see string vibrating. You see that? Okay. So as we get close to the end of the time, make sure you do find a place to put your name. And if you want to use a marker to darken some stuff up, okay.
Do okay. Just put like.
How do you spell vibrate? How do I spell vibrate?
Yeah.
Let's see.
VIBRAI.
Very, very close.
TE.
Start it again.
VIBRAIT.
B.
V
B. And then R.
I V
VRI.
VII.
No, that's good. V-I-B.
VIB
R.
A
Yep.
I T E.
Okay, so, okay. So, I'll let you guys keep going there. I see what this is, I think. What are you showing me here?
Nope.
The notes.
Notes.
The song coming out.
Song coming out. Will you label that for me so I don't have to guess what it is? I think I know exactly what you're showing.
There.
Hey, is that you?
Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, let's see. It says what sound waves travel to someone. This is what you're showing me?
Yeah, these are the sound
The
waves.
guitarist plucks the string on the guitar. What's this? I can't read it.
While with his other hand, he holds on. He holds onto the string on a certain fret,
Okay.
and then there's the rocker guy over there. Listen to it.
Listening to it. All right. So in the past, this is how you're showing this is a sound wave. Is that what you're showing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, did you in any past classes did you talk about sound or sound waves? Where did you learn about sound waves? The word, I mean.
Yeah, I think so in a different class.
In a different class.
But we didn't really go too much over it. I just know, like, I think I know, like, this is how It travels.
Okay.
Like sound waves.
Well, it's got to travel, right? It goes through the instrument, we hear it.
Yeah.
So traveling's happening, and how that happens is sometimes a mystery, but hopefully shouldn't be too much of a mystery soon. Dion, will you read what this last one says?
This one?
Yeah, how do we hear
The
sound?
string will vibrate and you will feel it moving, and then you will be able to hear it.
Okay, where do you feel it moving?
Like when you push it down, it feels like it's coming out, like it's moving, and you can
Okay,
hear it.
and that helps you hear it?
Yeah.
What do you think, Teresa? How is it that we can hear that sound?
I listen to it.
Yeah, but what happens like when we listen to it? What's happening inside your ear?
That you love the song.
Do you what?
That you love the song. And
What if it's one of those songs that I don't like? When you just hear a noise, or what if I just go like this?
Well, sometimes it might sound like
How is it that you can hear that?
I ignore it.
Huh?
I ignore it.
Well, you can ignore it, but did you hear that? How is it that is something you can hear?
because it's like it's up close. You're up close to it.
Okay. What does that do though in my ear? Do you know anything about
Making
that?
sound? Or making, I don't know, I forgot.
Do you know how is it that your ear detects, or how is it your ear hearing works?
Oh, the drums?
Drums? Eardrums?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
I drew on this one.
For the bass drum, wouldn't it change if you got a bass drum and a bigger one? So we've got 5 different ones in band, which are all different sizes.
Okay, well, what is it you?
They each make one sound.
And they each make, but they're each different sounds.
Yeah, but it's different bass drums.
Okay, well, how about this? How are they different? How are
One's
they
higher than the other.
Yeah. Okay. Which ones do you see as being higher? What do they look like?
Smaller ones.
Okay. And you see the same thing too? Is that the same as those?
No.
Well, the sound is maybe different, but is the relationship the same?
Yeah, but
Small one,
like
higher
the snare.
sound?
Snare is small and tenor, not by much, but snare's higher.
Why don't you go over there and take a look at that one and see if that's the same way? Is it the smaller one that's higher, or is it the bigger one that's higher?
The snare's the highest, and then tenor would be the second highest. And then
How about with these toms stuff?
the smallest would be the highest, and the biggest would be the lowest.
Okay, so if you've got a number of different drums in band room, do you think the same thing, the bigger ones, lower?
Yeah.
Well, it depends how hard you play. Depends,
Okay, so that's something also.
it depends how much force you put into it when you hit it.
Okay, so you guys are gonna draw a guitar and drums, or just guitar?
Whoa! Everything.